Well, as we near Veterans Day, we want to remember those who have served our country.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Major Stan Minkinow has a legacy that lives on after his service to our country. Here's everything you need to know about this late veteran's life, told through the eyes of his daughter. Major Stanley Minkinow loved all things adventure. If there's one thing you should know about him, he never turned down a challenge.
He was excited by flying, by jumping out of airplanes, by starting a business.
A 27-year Army veteran, Stan had plenty of stories to tell, but
I think that's probably the most significant aspect of his service was his story and the start and how he came into the service.
Originally born in Poland, Stan experienced the horrors of the Holocaust. At just 10 years old, his family was forced into a Jewish ghetto. They later escaped, and Stan lived his life as a displaced person in Germany. His daughter, Kim Minkinow, says soon after, his American dream finally started to take flight.
He was 19 years old and working in a weaver's factory and saw a flyer that said, "Join the Army and become a U.S. citizen."
Under the Lodge Act, Stan applied and enlisted in the U.S. Army, a prime candidate as he could speak 5 languages: German, Polish, Russian, Czech, and English.
I think that was kind of the story of his whole life. He would tackle new things.
He first came to the U.S. on a ship destined for NYC. From there, he went on to be a part of the Special Forces. After 5 years of service, he was eligible to apply for citizenship and eventually met the love of his life, Doris.
After being an enlisted soldier, he had actually met my mother and married her out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, went back to Germany with her.
But Stan wasn't done just yet.
He decided he wanted to do more. So he applied to become an officer and go to officer candidate school in Fort Benning, Georgia.
And after serving as an infantry officer,
he decided he might want to fly airplanes.
He applied for flight school, which brought him to Fort Rucker, Alabama. He went on to serve a tour, then went to Vietnam in 1967 and again in 1970, both times as an aviator.
Those were trying times for the family because I was, for example, a high schooler and middle schooler, and in those days you would hear of someone's father passing away, being killed, so that was a trying time for the family, and I know it was a trying time for him as well.
After the war, Kim says he finished out with a standard career and ended up retiring right here in Huntsville at Redstone Arsenal.
That's when he decided to pursue one of his hobbies that had been coin collecting through the years as a possible business.
So he opened Alexander's Jewelry and Coin Investors. Later on, he lost a manager and asked his daughter Kim if she would come work with him.
We were known as the father and I was the daughter. I didn't even give my name. I just said I'm the daughter.
But in true Stan fashion, he wasn't done just yet.
And towards the end, he was recognized by the Alabama Holocaust Survivor Museum out of Birmingham. So he was asked by a local teacher to speak, and he spoke to Bob Jones high school students.
Just something that needs to be told to the young people so they don't forget. People have a tendency of forgetting history.
Stan ultimately passed away in 2020. His incredible story is recognized by the National Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. However, his proudest accomplishment was his 3 children, all of which went on to serve just like their dad.
He was very proud of all of us and that all 3 of his children went into service.
Now, 5 years after his passing, Kim is proud to share her father's story as he joins the Hall of Heroes.
It's amazing. He was amazing.